The following is a talk given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on December 16th, 2014 in New Delhi, India. The talk was about pastimes with Srila Prabhupada.
Krishna Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Srivate, Bhaktivedanta, Swami
Namayo Krishna Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale,
Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Varavani Vacharine, Nirvisesa, Sanyavadi, Vachatta Desatarine.
Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Sundari, Paschatadishatarine.
Sri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhupada, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari, Gauravatavanda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavad-gita, H.H.Jayapataka Swami, Srila
Guru Maharaj, yesterday your Divine Grace gave a rough schedule of Srila Prabhupada. Please give a schedule in Mayapur in the service of Srila Prabhupada and Gauranga's Dham Seva.
What was the question?
Yesterday your Divine Grace gave a rough schedule of Srila Prabhupada. Please give your schedule in Mayapur in the service of Srila Prabhupada and Gauranga's Dham Seva.
The schedule would vary
The schedule would vary
depending on what jobs I was doing.
depending on what jobs I was doing.
On the normal schedule would be
The normal schedule would be
to get up at 3:30,
to get up at 3:30,
attend Mangal Arati,
attend Mangalarti,
and then the Tulsi Puja,
and then Tulsi Puja,
and chant Japa,
and then chant Japa,
and then give then the Guru Puja,
and then do Guru Puja,
and the class,
and then class.
and the dedicated.
Or
Dedicated before the Guru Puja.
Didi greeting before Guru Puja.
That was a normal schedule.
That was the normal schedule.
But sometimes Prabhupada had the overseeing the construction,
Prabhupada had me overseeing the construction,
and he wanted that the Westerners
and he wanted that the Westerners
should do things in a very rapid way. So, in the Chakra building,
So in the Chakra building,
we were working in 2 shifts.
we were working 2 shifts,
6 in the morning
6 in the morning
to sometime in the afternoon.
to sometime in the afternoon.
And then from that time
And then from that time
in the afternoon
in the afternoon
till about 11 or 12 at night.
till about 11 or 12 at night.
So then
Prabhupada told me
that just to attend the Guru Puja
that just to attend Guru Puja
and chant my rounds.
and chant my rounds.
So I would go to bed after 12,
So I would go to bed after 12,
get up before 6,
get up before 6,
offer flowers to the Guru Puja,
offer flowers to the Guru Puja,
and oversee the workers all day long.
and oversee the workers all day long.
And there are various varieties,
And there were various varieties
depending on the salad or
depending on the
flood,
blood
and other situations.
and other situations.
Today is Shubhak Swami's Vyas Puja. Did Prabhupada have any interaction with him, any instructions or any pastimes with Shubhak Maharaj?
Sure,
Sure,
he was one of the first devotees,
he was one of the first devotees,
and Prabhupada engaged him in
and Prabhupada
translating.
engaged him in translating.
I think he translated the teachings of Kapila Dev
teachings of Kapil Dev
and some other books.
and some other books.
So he was the nephew of
He was the nephew of
Viniki Rai,
Viniki Rai,
a famous cricketer
a famous cricketer
in erstwhile India.
in the erstwhile India.
That was before my time.
That was before my time.
Also, I don't know all the cricketers anyway.
Also, I don't know all the cricketers anyway.
A few.
Only a few.
His mother came up
So his mother came up
and said, I want my son.
and she said, I want my son.
I can't live without my son.
I can't live without my son.
He started rolling on the ground.
She started rolling on the ground.
And then Prabhupada was there.
And
Prabhupada was there.
Prabhupada was there, Shubhak Swami Maharaj was there,
Many other devotees.
and many other devotees.
I was there.
I was there.
So then Prabhupada said,
So then Prabhupada said,
no, you can take your son.
no, you can take your son.
We're not holding him.
We're not holding him.
Really?
Really?
Sure.
Sure.
Really?
Really?
Sure. It's up to him where he wants to stay.
Talk to him, he wants to stay.
It's up to him.
It's up to him if he wants to stay.
Where he wants to stay.
Where he wants to stay.
So he asked do you want to stay here or go home?
So he asked, do you want to stay here or do you want to go home?
He said, I want to stay here.
He said, I want to stay here.
That was a shock to the mother.
That was a shock to the mother.
Of course, today we are reading about
Of course, today we are reading about
Vishwarupa taking sannyas.
Vishwarupa taking sannyas.
He was the elder brother of Lord Chaitanya.
He was the elder brother of Lord Chaitanya.
And by his taking sannyas
And by his taking sannyas
in the Vaishnava school,
in the Vaishnava school,
30 million relatives
30 million relatives
would be delivered.
would be delivered.
That means half on the mother's side and half on the father's
That
side.
means half on your mother's side and half on your father's side.
So the first reaction was
So the first reaction was
shock
the first reaction was shock
and crying.
and crying.
But then some pundits said, "You're very fortunate."
But then some pundit said, you're very fortunate.
And by your son taking sannyas,
And by your son taking sannyas,
30,000 of your relatives will all delivered.
30,000 of your relatives will be all delivered.
So then 30 million,
30 million.
3 crores.
3 crores.
So then Jagannath Mishra,
So then Jagannath Mishra,
he started to pray,
he started praying,
Krishna,
Krishna,
you have given us this child,
you've given us this child
and you've taken it away,
and you've taken him away,
but it's all yours.
but he's all yours.
Please bless him that
Please bless him that
he won't experience
he won't experience
any obstacles on the path,
any obstacles on the path,
that he can slowly get to your lotus feet,
that he can smoothly get to your lotus feet,
that the path that he has chosen,
that the path which he has chosen,
he can traverse that path
he can traverse that path
nicely,
nicely.
like this. And this one Lord Chaitanya,
Like this Vishwambhar, Lord Chaitanya,
he told his mother and father,
he told his mother and father,
don't worry,
don't worry,
I'll stay with you,
I'll stay with you,
I'll take care of you.
I'll take care of you.
But Jagannath Mishra is not sure,
But Jagannath Mishra was not sure about it.
just seeing their son
Just-
Nimai,
Just seeing their son going away, Nimai, just seeing their son Nimai,
they became so blissful
they became so blissful
that they couldn't think of anything else.
that they couldn't think of anything else.
So Subhava was a dear to Srila Prabhupada,
So Subhag Swami was very dear to Srila Prabhupada,
and there is his Vyas Puja,
today is his Vyas Puja,
his celebrating in Calcutta,
and it is celebrating Calcutta.
so I'd like to wish him
The Vyas Puja is in Calcutta. It's not in Mayapur. Yeah.
what is that?
Yes, you said Calcutta.
So we wish Subhag Swami all the success
So we wish Subhag Swami all the success
And this day, as a representative of
And on this day, as a representative of
the Guru Parampara,
representative of the Guru Parampara,
we offer him our obeisances.
we offer him our obeisances.
I was talking to Bhakti Charu Swami,
I was talking to Bhakti Charu Swami,
and I asked him,
and I asked him,
are there any pastimes you can remember?
are there any pastimes you can remember?
He said, I remember one.
He said, I remember one.
He said he sent to me, but I don't know where it is.
He said he sent it to me, but I don't know where it is.
At that time, there was a retired commando
At that time, there was a retired commando
from the British Army,
from the British Army,
and he was initiated Prabhupada.
and he was initiated by Srila Prabhupada.
His name was, I forget the name. So he kept coming up,
So he kept coming up
and told me that
and told me that
we're being attacked by dacoits.
we're being attacked by dacoits.
I looked at like 6 or 7 at night. It was 6 or 7 at night.
It was 6 or 7 at night.
That usually come that early. They don't usually come that early.
Told you, they don't usually come that early.
They come at midnight one.
They usually come at midnight or 1.
So Dr. Chirama always said, you're being fanatic. I said, you're being fanatic.
So Bhakti Charu Maharaj
I
said,
said to the,
I said,
you're being fanatic.
you're being a fanatic.
But he was, no,
But he said, no, no,
they're coming.
they're coming.
So I know devotees went with him.
So a number of devotees went with him
I went up to the front gate,
and went up to the front gate.
and there
And there
was a procession
was a procession
with torches flaming hot torches,
with flaming torches
and people throwing puffed rice
and people throwing puffed rice
or koi,
or koi,
puffed rice,
puffed rice.
filled rice, and they were chanting, Valahari, Hari Bolo, Valahari, Hari Bolo.
And they were chanting, Bolo Hari Hari Bolo, Bolo Hari Hari Bolo.
They were chanting his body
They were carrying a dead body
to the Ganges
to the Ganges
to perform the burning,
to perform the burning.
and it must have been some big person,
And he must have been some big person,
because there was a big crowd of people,
because there was a big crowd of people
and he was being carried on a palanquin,
and he was being carried on a palanquin.
and his torches and chanting.
And along with this chanting,
Well, you know,
what do we do?
what's this man?
Who is this man?
Adimano.
His name is Abhimanyu. Adi Manav.
Adimanu.
Abhimanyu.
And that was the symbolic chant of the taking the dead body to the running hut.
And that was the symbolic chant of taking the body to the burning hut.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Hari.
Bolo Hari.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Hari.
Bolo Hari.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Hari.
Bolo Hari.
So much for decades.
So much for dacoit.
During morning walks, Japa morning walks, Prabhupada used to discuss with you in various topics, like was it instructions, managerial discussions, philosophical discussions, or narration of some pastimes, or Gopal Bhatt stories, or some casual talks? What are those?
In Mayapur,
In Mayapur,
he would discuss
mainly
the development of the Mayapur project,
mainly the development of the Mayapur project,
or some aspect of Mayapur development.
or some aspect of Mayapur development.
Sometimes
Sometimes
he would say
he would say
to one of the accompanying devotees
to one of the accompanying devotees
that you take the part of a atheist,
that you take the part of an atheist,
take the part of someone who argues with you.
take the part of someone who argues with you,
Make that argument to me,
and make that argument to me,
and I'll answer.
and I'll answer.
So rather than make up these mock
So Prabhupada would make up these mock
fights,
fights,
and he would always smash the other person.
and he would always smash the other person.
So a number of times that was the
So a number of times that was the
way he would spend the morning walk.
way he would spend the morning walk.
One time he had some American
One time he had some American
devotee
devotee
and he pulled him aside.
and pulled him aside.
He said, I'm actually depending on you.
He said, I'm actually
Depending on you
depending on you
to build this temple of Vedic.
to build this temple of Vedic planetarium.
Next time,
Next time,
there'll be someone from Japan.
there was someone from Japan.
He'd come over.
He'd come over.
I'm actually depending on you
I'm actually depending on you
to build this temple of Vedic.
to build this temple of Vedic planetarium.
Next day,
Next day,
someone would be there from UK
someone would be there from the UK
or Europe,
or Europe, somewhere,
and he'd pull him over.
and he'd pull him over
So I'm actually depending on you.
and say, I'm depending on you.
Really?
Really?
Temple of Vedic.
To build the temple of Vedic planetarium.
So I would go to Prabhupada every day.
So I would go to Prabhupada every day.
I would see this Leela going on.
I would see this Leela going on.
How Prabhupada was enthusing
How Prabhupada was enthusing
his different disciples
his different disciples
to take up initiative
to take up initiative
to build the temple of Vedic planetarium.
to build the temple of Vedic planetarium.
Now we have that temple being built,
Now we have the temple being built,
and it's time that
and it's time that
all the devotees can take a part, either offering a golden brick
either by offering a golden brick
or a brick
or a brick
or a golden tile
or a golden tile
or different levels of donation.
or different levels of donation.
So this is a great opportunity.
So this is a great opportunity.
Someone was telling me how
Someone was telling me how
one Bengali mother and her children
one Bengali mother and her children
visiting Mayapur,
they were visiting Mayapur,
and how they appointed to one of the Western devotees.
How they
Pointed,
to one of the Western devotees.
that is the foreigner.
That is a foreigner.
And they pointed to the temple of Vedic Planetarium.
And they pointed to Temple of Vedic Planetarium.
That's our temple.
That's our temple.
So if all the devotees,
So if all the devotees,
all the pilgrims,
all the pilgrims,
can think that the temple of Vedic Planetarium is their temple,
and think that the Temple of Vedic Planetarium is their temple,
and they have contributed some bricks,
and they can contribute some bricks,
that would be our perfection. That we want the people to think
that would be our perfection. We want the people to think
that this is their temple,
that this is their temple,
and it's the temple of Lord Chaitanya.
and it's the temple of Lord Chaitanya.
Guru Maharaj, you said Prabhupada did not want the fifth class. First class, second class, third class is okay. Fourth class also is okay. Not the fifth class, lazies and crazies. But in Navadip Dham, even if somebody is lazy and sleeping, it's considered to be offering obeisances to Lord Chaitanya. So how do you reconcile this?
They can lay down anywhere.
They can lay down anywhere in
We
Mayapur.
don't object.
We don't object.
But if we have to maintain them in the ashram,
But if we have to maintain them in the ashram,
they should be ready to pull their weight.
they should be ready to pull their weight.
That's the amazing thing,
That's the amazing thing,
that people would come to visit Mayapur
that people would come to visit Mayapur
and see how everybody's busy.
and they would see all the devotees busy,
So then you got complaints
so they would get complaints
that no one stops.
that no one stops.
We want to ask questions,
We want to ask questions,
but they're all so busy.
but they're all so busy.
So you have to make some pilgrim facilitation center
So we had to make some pilgrim facilitation center
and put devotees there to specifically answer questions.
and put devotees there to specifically answer questions.
Because if you didn't give it as a service,
Because if you didn't give it as a service,
they're all running.
they're all running
This office, that place, this.
to be in that office, this place, that place.
Because everyone was busy doing devotional service.
Because everyone was busy doing devotional service.
In fact, some people joined the ashram.
In fact, some people joined the ashram.
They said, we have to do work.
They said, we have to do work.
I thought ashram meant you eat rice and sleep.
I thought ashram meant you eat rice and sleep.
But you were asking us to do service all day long.
But you're asking us to do service all day long.
Bhakti yoga.
That's Bhakti Yoga.
We use our senses in the service of Rishikesh,
We use our senses in the service of Rishikesh,
the master of the senses.
the master of the senses.
We see Prabhupada's pictures. Most of his pictures are very grave. Even the Acharyas, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. We remember that you said that Prabhupada was grave, but internally he was experiencing bliss, happiness in serving Krishna, and he was always in ecstasy. But sometimes, like tsunami, you said, the ecstasy will come out, and he will experience externally ecstasy. What are some of those ecstasies which was shown in public?
Because my Raham Guru
Because my Param Guru,
is Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Thakur Prabhupada,
because His Divine Grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada,
he had forbidden that we should not show our ecstasies.
He had forbidden that we should not show our ecstasies.
So his followers all
So His
trying
followers
to internalize the ecstasies.
were all trying to internalize the ecstasies.
But sometimes that was not possible.
But sometimes that was not possible.
And although Prabhupada looked very grave,
And although Prabhupada looked very grave,
if you were sitting next to him,
if you were sitting next to him,
you would see how his eyes were
you would see how his eyes were
brimming with water,
brimming with water,
and how there was a slight quiver to his voice, to his hands.
and there was a slight quiver to his voice and his hands.
You could see that he was in extreme bliss.
We could see that he was in extreme bliss.
Krishna Prema
Krishna Prema
is something where you feel separation from the Lord,
is something where you feel separation from the Lord
because you love the Lord.
because you love the Lord.
And so that separation
So that separation
was experienced by the Prema Bhaktas.
was experienced by the Prema Bhaktas.
So sometimes when he gave class,
So sometimes when he gave class,
he would touch on a topic
he would touch some topic
which was very sensitive,
which was very sensitive,
and he'd get choked up,
and he'd get choked up,
and he couldn't speak more.
and he couldn't speak more.
Sometimes he'd get overwhelmed by compassion,
Sometimes he would get overwhelmed by compassion,
and then he'd also
and he'd also
cry.
cry.
One time he was saying how
One time he was saying how
he was feeling his spiritual master was by his side,
he was feeling his spiritual master was by his side
and all the time,
all the time.
and he said it so emphatically
And he said it so emphatically
that you could see, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur by his side.
that you could practically see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur by his side.
Grave means
Grave means
you can't really understand what the person is thinking.
can't really understand what the person is thinking.
And so this way Prabhupada was grave.
So in this way, Prabhupada was grave.
You look at him,
You look at him,
but there's no way you could figure out where his consciousness was at.
there was no way you could figure out where his consciousness was at.
You just know that
You just knew that
it was a wonderful place,
it was in a wonderful place,
and you wanted to be there. You would also like to be there.
you would also like to be there.
Prabhupada gave one of his disciple Babaji initiation. Though predominantly Prabhupada's mood is Goshanandi, he also gave somebody in Mayapur Babaji initiation. Anything, any details about that? Though predominantly Prabhupada's mood is Goshanandi, similarly, but Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also Goshanandi mood, whereas his spiritual master Gaurkrishna Das Brahmaji Maharaj and previous acharyas mixed Goshanandi and Bhajanandi. But here Prabhupada gave a bhajananandi, initiation, Babaji initiation. What are the details leading to this?
It is twice as fast. And you can
Speak very fast.
speak twice as fast.
If you speak twice as fast,
You'll be able to compact 4 times the words in one phrase.
to be able to compact 4 times the words in one breath.
One businessman,
One businessman,
he gave everything he had
he gave everything he had
to the last paisa,
to the last paisa,
to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati,
to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur,
and built the birthplace temple
and built the birthplace temple
and some other temples.
and some other temples.
So, but he was given Babaji,
So he was given Babaji.
and then it was Sakhi Charan Das Babaji.
His name was Sakhi Charan Das Babaji.
So Prabhupada, he gave people sannyas,
So Prabhupada, he gave people sannyas,
but there was one devotee
but there was one devotee
who the doctors said
who the doctors said
that he was diagnosed with some terminal disease,
that he was diagnosed with some terminal disease,
cancer or something,
cancer or something.
and that they said that he had only less than 6 months to live.
And then they said that he had only less than 6 months to live.
So he wanted to take Babaji
So he wanted to take Babaji
and spend the last days in Mayapur.
and spend the last days in Mayapur.
So he built him a grass hut in the field.
So he built him a grass hut in the field.
But then he didn't like that
But then he didn't like that
because there were mosquitoes.
because there were mosquitoes,
Grass huts have lizards,
and grass huts have lizards
grasshoppers,
and grasshoppers
and all kinds of little creatures.
and all kinds of little creatures.
So he found it difficult to live in the grass hut.
So he found it difficult to live in the grass hut.
So he gave him a room in the lotus building.
So we gave him a room in the Lotus building,
And he stayed there for some time.
and he stayed there for some time
He was on the Babaji initiation from Prabhupada.
and got the Babaji initiation from Srila Prabhupada.
But then
But then
he took off one day
he took off one day,
and back to America.
went back to America,
I took chemotherapy and all that.
where he got chemotherapy and all that.
I don't know if there was more than one.
I don't know if there was more than one.
More than two, but I remember that one.
There might have been 2, but I remember that one. Any other questions?
Nice, Brahma. Any questions from my part?
I actually just came from Perth, and the devotees from there, they
North
have,
Australia.
yeah.
Welcome to my Brahma from Perth. Jai. Jai. Jai.
The devotees from Perth, they were very worried about your situation, and we did a lot of different chanting for your first operation, and especially when you came to know about the finance, we made sure our quota was done before your first operation was started, and also send it to the devotee in England, and it was received. If you like to say something, it's actually on recording, so.
Gratitude to the devotees of Perth and other parts of Australia who have helped to contribute to my medication. The medication is working, and the virus seems to be undetectable. But I have other problems which the virus has created in the liver, and that requires some procedures to rectify. So that next procedure is scheduled for 27th of December. So every night I try to give this Prabhupada Leela song, but it seems that the devotees are running out of questions.
Guru Maharaj, there's one question that during Srila Prabhupada time, lot of Grahasthas, they settled in Mayapur, and how they were engaged in Srila Prabhupada's service in making community and buildings.
There are not so many houses, or some,
There were not so many grihasthas, there were some.
and I asked Prabhupada about the grihasthas,
And I asked Prabhupada about the grihasthas,
and Prabhupada said,
and Prabhupada said,
I was a sannyasi, I was used to sannyas, brahmachari life.
when I was a sannyasi,
I
am
was a sannyasi,
I am and was a sannyasi.
and so I didn't have much experience with grihastha at that time.
So I didn't have much experience with grihastha at that time.
I had more experience with the brahmacharis.
I had more experience with the brahmacharis.
So I asked Prabhupada,
So I asked Prabhupada,
and he said,
you
have to think big, big, big.
You have to think big, big, big.
So, from Mayapur, he wanted us to think big.
So from Mayapur, he wanted us to think big.
That Mayapur would be mainly grihasthas.
That Mayapur would be mainly grihasthas.
Now we have about 5,000 devotees.
Now we have about 5,000 devotees.
500 or 700 are brahmacharis.
About 500 or 700 are brahmacharis.
And the rest are grihasthas and their kids.
And the rest are grihasthas and their kids.
So, at the time, there are not that many grihasthas, and we gave them different services.
At that time, there weren't many grihasthas, and we gave them different services.
But now we have so many grihasthas.
But now we have so many grihasthas,
Well, I say 4,000 or so.
maybe about 4,000 or so.
So, some are school teachers,
Some are school teachers,
some are managers,
some are managers,
some are accountants,
some are accountants,
some are tour guides,
some are tour guides,
some are guest house managers,
some are guest house managers,
all kinds of services.
all kinds of services.
Some run a foreign exchange business,
Some understand 4 languages. Foreign exchange.
and some are doctors in the hospital,
And some are doctors in the hospital.
and some are different services.
So there are different services.
And some people are moving in from the Middle East,
And some people are moving in from the Middle East.
and they have their basic, they have their savings for building a house.
And they have their savings for building a house.
They just need some basic maintenance to maintain the
They just need some basic maintenance to maintain the
day-to-day expenses.
day-to-day expenses.
But we could use some more employment.
But we could use some more
Employment. So, if anyone would like to be an entrepreneur
So if anyone would like to be an entrepreneur
and provide services for the devotees,
and provide services for the devotees,
that would be very nice.
that would be very nice.
Now we have shops,
Now we have some shops,
some restaurants,
some restaurants,
some different stores,
some different stores,
bakeries.
bakeries.
Grihastas are engaged in all different kinds of services.
So grihastas are engaged in all different kinds of services.
Somebody by name Faneshwari Lakshmi Devi Dasi. Please accept my humble obeisance to Guru Maharaj. I had heard that Srila Prabhupada would many times talk to the deities he was visiting and inquire from them if the devotees were taking good care of them and if the food offering was tasty, and they would reciprocate. Did you experience any such incident with him and the deities of Mayapur?
Well, Prabhupada tried to do this. Yes.
Whether Prabhupada prayed to the deities? Yes.
And there seemed to be a two-way conversation.
And did there seem to be a two-way conversation?
Yes.
Yes.
One time, one lady came
One lady came
and asked Prabhupada,
and asked Prabhupada,
"Why are you praying?"
"What are you praying?"
And that seemed a bit maybe rude or out of place.
And that seemed a bit maybe rude or out of place.
Like if someone makes a prayer,
Like if someone makes a prayer,
that's a private communication to the Lord.
that's a private communication to the Lord.
And Prabhupada,
Prabhupada,
he was very merciful.
he was very merciful.
So I looked at the lady,
He looked at the lady
he said, "I'm praying
and he said, "I'm praying
that I don't fall down."
that I don't fall down."
And whether that was meant for the lady,
And whether that was meant for the lady,
instructing her what she should pray for,
and instructing what she should pray for,
or otherwise,
or otherwise,
it was hard to say.
was hard to say.
But no one asked Prabhupada again what he's praying for.
But nobody asked Prabhupada again what he's praying for. So we'll end here.
Welcome from the place of the Guru.
Welcome from the place of the Guru.
And thank you, Panishra Devi Dasi.
I thank you, Paneshwari Lakshmi Devi Dasi. There's a question from Seva Padma Mataji. Once Prabhupada was standing on the roof of the grass hut and he told you that, "Can you see Gaur Nitai dancing here?" Guru Maharaj said, "No, Prabhupada." Then he said, "No, you can see, but you are not saying."
Shravanananda,
Shravanananda,
he was driving the car
he was driving the car
in 1969
in 1969
in San Francisco.
in San Francisco.
And that is the second custom-made Rath Yatra.
And that was the second custom-made Rath Yatra.
The first Rath Yatra was just on a truck.
The first Rath Yatra was just on a truck.
That was 1967.
That was 1967.
1968,
In 1968,
there was a custom-made Rath car.
there was a custom-made Rath car.
And 69 also.
In 69 also.
So Prabhupada had danced for kilometers,
So Prabhupada had danced for kilometers.
and he was dancing and
And he was
raising his
dancing
hand.
and raising his hands.
So when he got into the car,
So when he got into the car,
he asked Ramananda,
he asked Shravanananda,
according to Shravananda,
according to Shravanananda,
did you see me that you were dancing?
do you see Nitai Gaur dancing?
And of course he hadn't seen it.
Of course he hadn't seen.
So he said, Jai Prabhupada.
So he said, Jai Prabhupada.
In the Panchatattva deities,
In the Panchatattva deities,
sometimes they seem to reach down and give the devotees their blessings.
sometimes they seem to reach down and give the devotees their blessings.
Srila Padma
Srila Padma
used to live in Guru,
used to live in Gurgaon,
and we would be regular visitors to her house.
and we would be regular visitors to her house,
And she would
and she would
invite devotees to see us.
invite devotees to see us,
We'd have some darshan and
to have some darshan and
lectures. Now, she and her husband have moved to the Middle East,
now she and her husband have moved to the Middle East.
so we're here in Delhi,
So we're here in Delhi,
but she's in the Middle East.
but she's in the Middle East.
So, but we still remember
We still remember
how she used to host us so nicely.
how she used to host us so nicely.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama